It was past midnight, and the gas station's neon sign flickered against the empty stretch of road. Daniel, a single dad working 2 jobs, rubbed his tired eyes as he filled up his rusted pickup truck. His 8-year-old daughter, Emily, slept in the back seat, wrapped in a faded pink blanket. Life had been a constant struggle since his wife's passing 3 years ago, but Daniel refused to let Emily see how much it wore him down. That's when he noticed her. A woman sat on the curb near the gas station's store, her shoulders shaking, hands covering her face. She looked out of place, expensive coat, high heels discarded at her side, mascara streaking down her cheeks. The sight pulled at Daniel instantly. He could have easily driven away, but something in him wouldn't allow it. He turned off the pump, glanced at his sleeping daughter, and walked over.
"Ma'am, are you all right?" he asked gently. The woman looked up, startled. Her eyes were swollen from crying, and she quickly shook her head. I'm fine. Just go back to your business." But Daniel stayed. "Doesn't look like you're fine. You look like you could use some help."
The woman let out a bitter laugh, wiping her face. "Help? No one can help me right now." Daniel crouched down, keeping his tone soft. "Sometimes talking makes it easier. I've got a few minutes." She hesitated, then finally whispered, I lost everything tonight. My fiancé, my so-called friends, turns out they only wanted me for my money. When I walked away from the deal they were pushing on me, they left. I don't even know where to go." Daniel didn't press her. He just nodded slowly, letting her speak. After a pause, he offered his hand. "I don't know what you've been through, but I know what it feels like to feel alone. I'm Daniel. My little girl's in the truck. If you need a ride somewhere safe, I can give you one." The woman studied him for a long moment, as if unsure whether to trust him. Then, with a shaky breath, she took his hand. "I'm Claire." They drove through the quiet night. Emily stirred in the back seat but didn't wake. Claire sat silently, staring out the window, until Daniel finally broke the silence. "You don't have to tell me everything, but if you need a place to stay for the night, we've got a couch. It's not much, but," he trailed off, embarrassed.
Claire glanced at him. "You'd invite a stranger into your home." Daniel gave a tired smile. "You looked like you needed kindness. My daughter. She deserves to see that kindness is still real in the world." Claire's throat tightened. No one had spoken to her like that in years. His house was small, barely holding together, but warm. Daniel made up the couch with a clean blanket, while Emily woke and rubbed her eyes. "Daddy, who's she?" Emily asked sleepily. "This is Claire," Daniel said softly. "She's our guest tonight." Emily smiled and handed Claire her stuffed bunny. "You can borrow him if you're sad. He always helps me." Claire blinked back fresh tears, overwhelmed by the little girl's innocent kindness. "Thank you, sweetheart." That night, as Claire lay on the couch, she thought about how a man with so little could offer so much. The next morning, Claire insisted on helping cook breakfast. She and Emily laughed together over scrambled eggs that came out half burnt, and Daniel couldn't remember the last time the kitchen had felt so full of life. After breakfast, Claire stood at the door, her coat back on. "Daniel, I don't know how to thank you. I was a stranger, and you gave me shelter. I won't forget this." Daniel shrugged modestly. "Just pay it forward someday." Claire gave him a long look before leaving. Daniel didn't expect to see her again. But the very next day, a knock came at his door. When he opened it, Claire stood there, not in the same expensive coat, but in casual jeans and a sweater. Behind her was a realtor, holding a folder.
"Daniel," she said, her eyes sparkling, "I know this is sudden. But yesterday you gave me something priceless, kindness without asking anything in return. And I want to do something for you." Daniel frowned in confusion. "Claire, what do you mean?" She handed him the folder. Inside were papers, property documents, ownership of a modest but beautiful house in a safe neighborhood. A house with a yard big enough for Emily to play in, a roof that didn't leak, a place they could finally call home. Daniel's hands shook as he looked at the papers. "Claire, I can't accept this. It's too much."
Claire stepped closer. "No, Daniel, it's not too much. You gave me hope when I had none. I was sitting in that parking lot ready to give up on people. And then you, someone with so little to give, offered me everything you had. You don't know what that did for me. Please, let me do this for you and Emily." Daniel's throat tightened, emotions crashing over him. He thought of Emily sleeping peacefully for the first time in weeks without worrying about the drafty windows, thought of how she deserved more than he could give. He blinked rapidly, fighting back tears.
Finally, he nodded, his voice breaking. Thank you, Claire. I don't know how to repay you. Claire smiled softly. You already did. You reminded me what real humanity looks like.
The weeks that followed were filled with changes. Daniel and Emily moved into their new home, and Claire became a regular presence in their lives. She wasn't just a benefactor, she became family. Emily adored her, often tugging Claire's hand to show her drawings or to play in the yard.
One evening, as the three of them sat on the porch, Emily whispered, Daddy, can Claire stay forever? Daniel chuckled, glancing at Claire. We'll see, sweetheart. Claire's eyes glistened, her heart full in a way it hadn't been in years. She had walked away from wealth built on empty promises, only to find something far more valuable, genuine love, trust, and belonging. And Daniel, who once thought life had taken everything from him, realized that sometimes, kindness given without expectation had the power to bring blessings he never imagined.